Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request for Bronson. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, tier lists, rankings, whatever the case may be, game playthrough for an hour or full playthrough, movie review, re-review, tier list, topic, live stream, whatever the case, PayPal's the best way to do it. Do have a Cash app as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And for those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. And Bronson's been very generous and patient. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. And the second of his requests was one of my top 3 least favorite Robin Williams films. And I kind of hesitate because I miss the guy. Each time I say his name, I miss the guy a lot because he was just full of energy, full of life. Every interview he would turn to like a stand-up comic act inside the actor studio, for example, even just on the red carpet, and he did just all these various characters and voices, and just so many films of his I liked, whether it be Aladdin, Jumanji. I like Club Paradise, What Dreams May Come, Good Will Hunting. Father's Day I liked for what it is. It's not perfect. Good Morning Vietnam. There's just a lot of films of his I like. The Fisher King. And it's just sad with how, not just him passing away, but how it happened, with what was going on in there and all that stuff. It's just sad. It's very sad. But I'm thinking of my least favorite Robin Williams. It's a cheat because it's 4 of them, but 2 I put in the top spot for similar reasons. That's why. Although technically, if I separated them, the top 3 would be up there for very similar reasons. So I just picked 4, but I put 2 in the same spot. Fuck it, I'll still call top 3. So technically the 4th one, but I'll put it 3, is The Final Cut from 2004. Interesting idea. A future where people have implants that record their life, and then when they die, a family can hire an editor, or as they call it, a cutter, to take the implant, look through their life, and make a video for their family, their wake, to showcase their life. But because the family can pay for it and control it, usually it's to show just the best parts and throw away the bad parts. So you're kind of sanitizing what a person was, what their life was, making them perhaps better than who they really are. So it's like you hire for a job, but what's the ethics and morals where you're turning people who are potentially bad into good citizens or good memory, although you're misleading and manipulative. Just a lot of dilemmas and issues that could come about that, but it doesn't really go into that, deep into that. That's what I mean. It's an interesting story, and then Robin's character has this flashback, this memory of this kid who died, and he sees what he thinks is blood, and Jim Caviezel, the guy who Robin is working on to edit his memories, cut, show to his family. Jim Caviezel wants it because he was a powerful business guy or such, and we need to know all that guy's secrets, and no, I can't do that. I guess you find out that Robin himself had an implant. I think, from what I'm trying to remember, I think he had one and he never knew about it. And there's this girl he sees, Mira Sorvino, but then really nothing comes of that. It feels like a lot of stuff set up, but there's really no good payoff for anything. It doesn't go as deep as you wanted to go. It doesn't go as in depth as you wanted to go. It doesn't go into intriguing avenues of plot. It's a good setup, but just a very boring, uneventful payoff. And then, spoiler alert, ends on a shitty downbeat note where Mel Gibson confronts Jim Caviezel, and Jim Caviezel seems like he's going to let him go, but then Jim Caviezel's buddies shoot and kill Robin Williams. Then they take his implant because He saw all what that guy's memory was. So we may not have his, but we'll have yours, and you saw his footage. It's for the greater cause, and then you kind of go, what was the fucking point of this movie? That's it? What's the point? What was the fucking point of this film? It was unsatisfying. It was downbeat. Interesting ideas. Didn't fulfill most of them properly or entertainingly. Just a film that when I first saw it, interesting idea, but I hated it. Fucking boring. Fucking lame. An idea that was interesting they followed through was 1 Hour Photo. That's a good movie. This, not so much. So the final cut would be on the list. Number 2, I put Jack. This ain't jack shit. Directed by Francis Ford Coppola, who's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit because he's the same guy who was butt buddies with Victor Salva. Gave him a job, gave him opportunities. Then when Victor Salva sexually assaulted the lead kid of his film Clown House, Francis Ford Coppola threatened the kid saying, you do this, and pretty much saying, you told on him, so you're not going to work in this town again. And you come to find out he's a bit of a fucking freak anyway. What was that last piece of shit film he did? I already forgot what the fuck it was called. Not Cosmopolis, that's a different film. What the hell? The one that no one gave a shit about and people hated. Like I did. Shia LaBeouf was in it. I forgot what the fuck it was called. I don't care. Adam Driver. There was footage of Francis touching all these women and doing shit he wasn't supposed to, and he got away with it because he made The Godfather. I don't give a flying fuck about The Godfather. Fuck The Godfather. I prefer Goodfellas. I prefer Casino. I prefer Heat. I prefer Martin Scorsese, who's fucking sane. At least he's sane and not a piece of shit. And they're better movies. Never was a Godfather fan. I don't give a shit about Apocalypse Now. Bram Stoker's Dracula has some good visuals, but I don't love that film. I guess I would say that's his best one, but I'm not a fan of his movies. I'm not a fan of him as a person. And Jack, I would say, is his worst film. I get that this symptom exists, but the idea of a kid, but he's like 10 years old, but he looks much older. Robin Williams, but he's playing a 10-year. It doesn't know what it wants to be with the tone. It wants to be the sappy, sentimental, melodramatic, sanctimonious fucking drama about, love your life and don't let your life pass you by. And it wants to go on these like deeper lessons, but then it wants to be a movie where Robin is with the kids in a treehouse farting in the fucking tin can. Farting. Or Bill Cosby. Go figure. Of course Francis and Bill Cosby, yeah. Going up in the fucking treehouse, and here's this ketchup concoction, and Bill eats it, goes, and then the treehouse falls down. And like, it wants to have this like goofy, silly, stupid shit that I don't think was funny. But then it wants to have this very, again, sappy, melodramatic. That'll be the case of the first two, but the ones I put at number 1. Inconsistent tone. The comedy I didn't find funny. The tone is really weird. It's like Jack, he may be getting ready to have sex with a woman, but at the same time he's in the mind 10. But at the same time it's Robert Williams. It's weird avenues to try to delve your brain into. And then at the end, again, they try to be very hit you in the feels. It just feels very manipulative. I'm like, bullshit, you had to fucking see where you guys are farting in a fucking treehouse. Give me a break. Fuck off. fuck that movie. I hate that movie. I think that's a piece of shit. And number one, I put, because it's a double feature of the same issues I have with both of them. I know people love these films, so this would be a bit of a hot topic. Number one is a tie between Bicentennial Man and Patch fucking Adams. To me, they are films that were advertised as screwball comedies, but in reality, there are parts where it's very melodramatic and sappy, and you get these endings that you go, what the fuck? And they really try to manipulate you into being overly sentimental to the point I wanted to puke day glow. I thought if the film had a body, if I cut it, it would bleed rainbow bright. Of the two, if I have to pick, I probably would watch Patch Adams more. But like Patch Adams, I'm watching this. Number one, the guy in real life who's based on hated the film. Plus, apparently, he didn't get a lot of the money he was supposed to for his hospital. That was the reason he fucking said yes to it. Apparently, the company who made the film screwed him out of that money. And also, it made Patch Adams look like a fucking idiot and a dork. And when you're watching Patch Adams, you root for the company. You root for the administration. You're sitting there going, the administration is right. The administration is right in what they're saying. Why are you trying to make me root against them when what they're saying is the truth? What Patch Adams is doing is wrong. I did try to make someone feel good, but the way he's doing it, where there's certain things that have issues with their health, and you're misleading people, where you're telling them lies that they're not, when they find out the truth, it's going to really hammer home their heart and hurt them for the worse, because you're misleading them, you're giving them false hope. And hope can be a powerful thing. False hope, if you push enough of that, can be a pretty dangerous thing as well. And then the ending. The third act where, I have this place where anybody could come into where you can't look at anybody's records. So lo and behold, a fucking psycho came in, killed his love, murdered her. And I'm like, what the administration is saying is right. There are rules for this. Granted, the medical system is fucked up. I'm not going to stick up for the hospital medical system. They are fucked up. They don't know what they're doing. And they fuck people over. This is like the other way, and will still not the right way too. There has to be a balance. And that's what Patch Adams should be teaching, is to have this balance. I don't think it did that. I really don't. It wants to be super duper slapstick with the lady in a bowl of soup or something. But then wants to have this manipulative, he's got the powerful speech in court. I guarantee your lady's dead because you fucked up. I guarantee your lady got murdered, probably raped, paped, and paper plated, because you didn't do the balance that I'm talking about. You went the other way. The hospital's this way, you went this way when you should have gone this way. You don't zag. Sorry, I sound like Ray Liotta. Rest in peace. In Copland. But that just annoyed the piss out of manipulatives, like trying to make this on his side. I'm like, fuck that side. The administration has a point. And Bicentennial Man, I know there's a lot of people that they will defend Bicentennial Man. And that's fine. But to me, that is my least favorite Robin Williams film, Bicentennial Man. I remember being disappointing, long, overdrawn, sappy, melodramatic, manipulative, overly sentimental. That's another film that was advertised as a screwball comedy. You watch the trailer. You such a thing. I believe in miracles. Like that is not the right song when you look at how the actual movie is. And like the trailer's like, oh, it's like the shape of your head. It's just jokes. The movie is not that. There are some jokes, and they're not even that funny. It's a lot of very melodramatic stuff of this guy, this robot wanting to be a person. If it was a span of 200 years. It felt like 200 years watching that fucking film. I like the design of the robot. When it became just Robin, it was a lot less interesting. The stuff between him and Sam Neill and the family looked like just rejected episodes of Elf, or Harry and the Hendersons. The hijinks that happen. It tries to be very sanctimonious and playing and manipulative with your emotions. Then when he's on his journey, the subplots he goes into aren't really that interesting. Oliver Platt is this robot guy I didn't give a shit about. This other robot who likes to fucking dance. This lady robot. Nothing really amounts with that thing. They kind of a weird thing where he goes back and it's like he was friends with the little girl and her granddaughter, great granddaughter. He falls in love with her and wants to get married with her, and then I want to be human because I don't want to live forever. And I'm sitting there going, I do. I think most people do. I mean, at least have a chance at it. Or at least you and your family, to be. But then something about like he gets human blood and somehow that makes him human. I'm still confused by that. Like he like this transfer of human blood thing. I'm like, what? And he makes again another courtroom thing. To I am a human. Why? Because I forget what he said. I have sex with that woman. Well, and guess what? A woman has sex with a lot of things. If it's in Mexico, maybe a donkey. If it's in the U.S., maybe a butt plug or a vibrator. They have sex with them too. Doesn't mean they're human. But it is. And then he dies before they even say yes, he's human. Okay, great. You got it. Now what? You're dead. You're fucking dead. You didn't even get a chance to hear it for 1 second. You're fucking dead. Wow. Thank God you did that. Thank God. Fucking Johnny Five did the right way. He was able to do it when he's alive in Short Circuit 2. And you know what? Short Circuit 2, without the fucking, which I'm glad, Short Circuit 2 did what Bicentennial Man did. In half the time, in a much more entertaining way. He was looked at as a being with emotions. He became a citizen at the end. Gold-plated and all. He didn't die, fucking 2 seconds before, too. So, yeah, Short Circuit 2 is my Bicentennial Man. And they didn't make Johnny Five look like a human, because honestly, the robot look was cool. But then when they make him look like Robin, okay, it's Robin Williams, okay, it's just... I don't know, it was overly sappy, overly sentimental, that just really push you on thick. Like, I like ice cream. I like vanilla ice cream. But when it's time to stop, it's time to stop. Don't keep feeding and force feeding me it, or I'm gonna puke. He's gonna puke. So I hate Bicentennial Man. I think that could have been like a fun, comedy with some cool effects, and it just went in this direction I didn't care for. Just felt pretentious. That Patch Adams would be my number 1 least favorite. Number 2, Jack. Uneven tone. Don't Need Robin was farting in a fucking coffee can or where the fuck he was. And then number 3, The Final Cut. So I guess technically it's a worst 4, but it's 3 there, so. Fuck. Because a lot of his older films I'd rather watch. Club Paradise, Moscow on the Hudson I'd rather watch. I like Club Paradise. Mrs. Doubtfire, Good Morning Vietnam, Dead Poet Society, Jumanji. Mrs. Doubtfire, Good Will Hunting. RV. I'd rather watch RV. And I don't love RV. Old Dogs I'd rather watch. It's silly, it's goofy, but it knows what tone it is at least. I don't remember a lot of his later films. Angriest Man in Brooklyn and those. I don't remember a damn thing about them. So that's why I didn't put them on the list. Will's Greatest Dad, I remember not liking. Did it try to be this kind of weird black humor that just I didn't find funny. But I remembered so little of it, I didn't put it on the list. But yeah, take that for you will. Thanks for watching. Take care. Thanks once again to Bronson, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.